movements, blanket scratching video. So I will just be slightly scratching on this very lovely taupey brown blanket. Just doing some gentle hand movements, getting hopefully some of those really nice fabric sounds. I've done quite a few kind of fabric scratching videos. I was thinking I might put them all in a playlist because I have quite a few with different styles of blankets, and I think the last one that I did was actually scratching on my white knit pumpkin stuffy decoration. So maybe when I post this one, I will create the playlist. I know I really love fabric sounds and scratching sounds. This blanket is kind of perfect for that. I don't know if this is knit or crochet or woven. Is that something? I don't know what style this blanket is, but it has all of these little crisscrossy threads that just make a really lovely sound. And I thought it was a little bit fitting to use this kind of taupe color blanket because it all somewhat matches my brown nails. And I actually got these nails at the Dollar Tree. They're pretty good, but these packs only come with 12 nails, so you don't really get very many. I don't think you get any multiples of sizes. So I was thinking about going back and getting another pack because I found at least enough sizes to work with all of my fingers, but like some of them don't quite fit as well as another size would. But I really like them for fall, being in November. I think I'm just really in the mood for fall nails. And I feel like usually during October I kind of want to wear my like spooky themed nails. So I have a couple of sets that are kind of specific Halloween designs. My stomach also keeps growling. So we will see how long I can make this video before I need to go get something to eat. We are somewhat getting ready for our Thanksgiving trip. We had been kind of wavering on going down to California for my family's Thanksgiving. We have some of my dad's family down there, and my immediate family, my parents and my siblings, we all decided that we would try and make the trip. So we got all of our flights booked, and luckily the airport is close enough to my aunt's house that she's going to be able to just pick us up, so we don't have to worry about renting a car. And they have a very large house that is perfect for entertaining, so they offered us one of their guest rooms to stay in, so we also didn't need to book a hotel. So the trip ultimately kind of has been coming together really nicely. And we did have to book our dog sitter, and thankfully she was available over Thanksgiving, so we were very grateful for that. And Edna, our dog, really likes her and her husband, who sometimes comes over with her and keeps her company or helps take Edna on her nighttime walks when it's dark. So Edna gets along really well with them. She loves people in general, but it was kind of important for us that she really liked the dog sitter. So we have them all scheduled, and we're only going for kind of a shorter trip because we do kind of need to be back that next week pretty early, so we're leaving kind of earlier. Some of my family's able to stay the full weekend, but we're not. So that's a little bit of a bummer, but that's okay. We're still excited about the time that we are going to have there. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. My husband hasn't really spent much time with this side of my family because they live in California. So this year we've kind of seen them a little bit more, so that's been really nice, I think, for him to kind of get to know them a bit. And we've been together quite a while that, he's met them, but we've just never really had much dedicated, hangout time with them. So I think this will be really exciting. We're looking forward to lots of good food. My aunt is a very good cook, and she was asking, what are some dishes that you guys would like for Thanksgiving, dishes that you usually have. And we're honestly not picky people at all. I think my entire immediate family all said pistachio pudding. We love pistachio pudding. And I know some people make it with pineapple or fruit or whatever. We don't do any of that. We have it be fully unhealthy. We do the Jell-O pistachio pudding mix and Cool Whip, and we add little mini marshmallows into it, so it's truly just like a dessert. And we absolutely love it. We've had so many family friends and new significant others that had never heard of pistachio pudding or had just never had it, and they're all hooked now. So we were all pistachio pudding is the one thing that we would really like. And my mom and I were even conspiring to pack pistachio pudding boxes, the boxing mix, in our luggage, so that we could make sure that we had it when we got there. But then my aunt asked, if there was anything that we want, and she was like, for sure, we will, have that. So we're very excited about that. And we rarely have it outside of Thanksgiving. I think that's just kind of a Thanksgiving treat for us. It's the pistachio pudding. But I think you can get it like any time of year. Like the pistachio pudding mix, I think it's like available any time of year. We just for some reason only do it for Thanksgiving. So we are very much looking forward to that trip. And we just booked our car parking reservation at the airport because we figured we would want to do that quite a bit ahead of time, just because Thanksgiving is famously a very busy travel time. So we figured the parking lots might be a little bit crazy, so we wanted to make sure we had a reservation put in pretty early. And I was kind of in a little bit of a panic because I didn't want to check any bags. I wanted to just do carry-ons. But I was thinking, for Thanksgiving, like I'm gonna want my sweaters and just like bulkier items that I don't know how well I would be able to fit into just a carry-on. And then I realized we're going to Southern California. And I don't know that we will even want to wear our cozy warm sweaters. So I was looking up the weather, and then I was chatting with my aunt, just kind of figuring out like, how do you guys usually dress for Thanksgiving? And she was like, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Like, sometimes it's in the low 60s, but, like, usually it's pretty nice. And we were like, oh gosh, like, we do not need sweaters. But it was funny. She had said, sometimes it gets a little chilly. Like, low 60s, maybe high 50s. And we were like, what do you mean chilly? Like, that's, like, t-shirt weather for us. And they have a pool, as so many people in California do, and we asked her if their pool is like heated, whether they like still have it available and like we could go swimming on Thanksgiving, and she was like, yeah, sometimes we go swimming on Christmas, like it's fine. So we don't necessarily need to pack our big chunky sweaters like I was planning, but we will need swimsuits, which is crazy. I've never gone swimming outside during like late fall and through the winter. Like, that's really wild to us. But it's always kind of fun having friends and family that either grew up in different areas or live in different areas. Because when I was younger, I think in high school, we did a joint family trip with my aunt and uncle and my two cousins that are a little bit younger than me and my siblings, but not by much. And we did a family winter trip over a Christmas break, and we stayed at a cabin in Oregon and went snowboarding, and I think we were there over New Year's. And so the ski resort had a big New Year's party, and it kind of reminded me High School Musical. If anyone knows what I'm talking about, that's where Troy and Gabriella meet. So it was honestly quite a bit like that. And they were kind of joking about the temperatures and how cold it was, and it was like pretty mid-30s the whole time, so it was actually pretty nice for the mountains. But our cabin was a bit further in the hills, and we were getting warnings about potential freezing fog, and my aunt just did not believe that that was a thing. She was like, I don't understand how that can happen. Like, how does that make sense? So it's very funny hanging out with them and just having our very different ideas about climate and weather and what we've experienced. But it's also a little bit different even during the summer, even though they have quite a bit more heat. A lot of the infrastructure there is built for it. And a lot of homes have built-in air conditioning. Whereas in the Pacific Northwest, that still isn't quite the norm. We last year moved into an apartment that has central heating, and it was the very first place I have ever lived in my entire life that had central heating. And it is so nice. It is so exciting. A lot of rentals, especially in Washington and Oregon, just, let you have window units, or like we always had the portable air conditioners that you could like roll in and out of a room, and you just kind of like hook the hoses up to a window. So we always did that until we moved into this place, and then when we moved, we had actually kept our portable AC units because we wanted to be sure that our central air could do a decent enough job. And then we learned that it's amazing and it's so nice, and we do not need our portable air conditioners. So we were able to just throw them on Facebook Marketplace for pretty cheap and give them to somebody that would be able to use them and need them. And I think we're going to be playing lots of board games and just having lots of fun over the Thanksgiving break. As adults, it's always kind of harder to align everyone's schedule and make sure that we all kind of have some dedicated time to just spend together. So it's always really lovely when this kind of lines up. And a few years ago, we actually did a similar trip to Texas for my husband's family. At least his mom's side of the family did a Thanksgiving gathering, so we went for that, and that was a lot of fun. Been really enjoying being able to throw on my cozy sweaters and cardigans again. I love summer, and being able to just throw on shorts and a tank top. But I also love being cozy in my soft sweaters, feeling nice and warm. And of course our dog loves it. We've been getting really cold temperatures at night, but we haven't had any snow yet. We don't think we're gonna get any snow at least until December. That's kind of typical here. It usually gets pretty chilly at night and even, below freezing. The last few nights have been in the mid-20s, but it is just too clear to get any snow. So we're kind of expecting that maybe mid-December, but we definitely will probably get some snow in January. We always look forward to that. Luckily, we have a car that handles the snow pretty well. I think that I can drive in the snow fairly well. My husband's not as confident with it, but that's okay. I think our car does pretty good. But usually you just kind of have to look out for everyone else on the road that maybe doesn't know how to handle the snow as well. We are also thinking about what we want to do for our Christmas card photos. So usually every year we get dressed up and we put a cute bandana on our dog, and usually my mom will take some cute pictures of us. And she has a really good camera on her phone. And I just edit them a little bit and then put together a cute card on Canva, because I love Canva. And then order the prints. Sometimes I've done the prints directly through Canva, but I've also just downloaded the design and then uploaded it to like Walmart or Walgreens, their photo center. Usually just kind of like whatever's cheaper, but still like okay quality with the paper. So we were thinking we could try and go into the mountains a little bit, because the mountain ranges have started to get their first bits of snow that actually like hangs around. So we thought we could drive into the mountains and dress up a little bit cute, get our dog maybe a red plaid bandana. Well, she already has a red plaid bandana, but put her in the red plaid bandana and take some pictures in the snow for our Christmas cards. But we kind of have to get on that a little bit, because I usually like to have them ordered at least by early December so that I can start getting them addressed and sent out well before Christmas. I just love Christmas cards. I love sending them. I love receiving holiday cards and seeing everyone's families. I think it's just so fun. I love designing our cards every year. Alright, I am going to go and eat something. But I hope you enjoyed this chatty ramble as I scratched on this lovely blanket. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you have a wonderful